I never put a top sheet down under this comforter that I have. Do people still do that? Please don't be too hot. Please don't burn my crotch. I do have tea. It's vanilla chai. So let's just get into it. I think maybe I'm gonna talk about like one or two things. I don't know. But saw this video of I guess a K-pop group or something, which I don't know why K-pop came back, because I thought it went out of style when I was in like 10th grade, but it's back, I guess. So I saw this K-pop video on Twitter, and they were like doing a whole bunch of Black American dances, and pretty sure they had black girls in the video. This leads me to the first thing I'm gonna talk about, which is the difference between appropriation and appreciation. Because for some reason people keep bringing up the fact that Bruno Mars isn't black and like makes funk music, etc., etc. I don't know what this group is called because I don't really care about K-pop like that, but the knowledge of the influence that Black American culture and hip-hop culture has on the rest of the world, because you can't pretend like the entire world doesn't have a rap scene or like a hip-hop scene and like dance scenes and stuff like that. So the influence of that on a culture that actively, Asian cultures still are very, very, very heavily anti-black, which I mean every culture is, because that's life. But like recently on a Chinese show, they like had a character in blackface, which like it's 2018, which is ridiculous. The idea that they don't know it's hurtful or stuff like that, that's bullshit. To take these influences, bring them to a place that is usually hostile to the people that the influences have come from, and just play it off like it's your own thing and you definitely didn't steal these like ideas and stuff, that's appropriation. It's appropriating when you can't vocalize where your influences came from, I think. Where you just say, oh, I like this because I like it. And if it's something from a different culture and you don't know the history of it and you don't know the significance of it and you don't like it, you know, a dance is just a dance, okay? The Superman, like Soulja Boy, is just a dance, all right? But when you take that dance and you bring it to a place that would be unreceiving of the originator of that dance, but you're gonna do the dance, cool. You like the dance, you think it's fun, you think it's cool, great. You taking that dance to a place where it's gonna be big for you and not for the person who actually made that dance. And then to not mention that this is where the dance came from. It didn't come from you. You're just emulating it from this person. That's the appropriation part. So, on the flip side, Bruno Mars is not black. I don't know why people thought he was. That man is not black, okay? For the record. He has always talked about his influences. He's always talked about Michael Jackson. He's always talked about, you know, all the R&B and the pop and the soul and the funk influences that he's had over his entire life, because he's been doing music his whole life, okay? That's appreciation. To take something you're influenced by and make it your own and still mention that you were inspired or influenced or, you know, reflective of another person that society might not be receptive to, that's appreciation. So just keep that in mind. This other thing that's been going around, there's a lot of active queer theory going on, which is great. But I've been seeing a lot of like monosexual privilege, which is being not bisexual or pansexual or whatever. Which if you didn't know, I'm a lesbian. Here's the thing with pretending that monosexuality is a thing. which it is not. That puts the people who are bi in their own realm of being and says that people who are monosexual, which would be straight people and gay people, are their own class of quote-unquote oppressors, which is kind of ridiculous to imply that on any level gay people and straight people have the same amount of privilege over anyone, because we don't. It's pretty harmful, very harmful discourse to imply that the LNG of LGBT are more, I don't even know how to say this correctly. I think it's a big part of it has to do with hypervisibility. There's a lot of people who are upset that like about bisexual erasure, which is like definitely a thing, but it's not a thing from quote unquote monosexual people, because that's not a coherent class. You can't group an oppressor with their part of their oppressed class, like and then try and create your own sector out of it. You can't, like, that just doesn't work. So it's not like there's this big secret monosexual meeting where everyone's like, we're just gonna pretend bi people don't exist. That doesn't happen. And it can't happen because there's no amount of power that the LNG could have that would, I guess, negate either of the other letters. Okay? So, please stop saying the word monosexual. It's very stupid. It just sounds stupid. Speaking of queer theory, here's the difference between femme with the ME and femme as the abbreviation for feminine. Femme, the first one, the French one, does not stand for feminine. It is a feminine lesbian, yes, but there is a lot more to that than just being feminine. When you use the abbreviation femme, as in the beginning 3 letters of feminine, that's all it means. It means you're a feminine person. It means you're a feminine gay guy. You're a feminine non-binary person. Like, that's what it means. That's all it means, okay? You can be femme whatever. You can be a feminine straight guy. Like, that's fine. The opposite of that femme is masc, which is the first 4 letters of masculine, right? Which makes sense. So that you can be a masculine lesbian. You can be a masculine bi woman. You can be masculine gay guy. Like, that's all it means. Those abbreviations are just abbreviations. That's what it means, okay? Femme, the French one, is not an abbreviation of anything. It does not just mean feminine. It includes feminine, but it does not just mean feminine. Recently, I got a job. Hooray. More recently, I lost that job, which is fine. It was a temp job anyway, so like, really the maximum amount of time that I would have had there was like, but this place basically temp meant I was filling in for the girl who I'm assuming had like a nervous breakdown and disappeared for a month, and she came back. But it kind of has me in a weird place. Like, I'm not sad about losing that job, because that job sucked. It didn't drain me like working retail did, but it was not great for me. Some people might thrive in that environment. I really don't think anybody would, but it's making me think, like, where do I go from here? What do I do? I think there's a weird shift in our society's mentality. The effort you put in working is how much you're worth. I'm personally working on getting myself out of that mentality, because how much I'm working or how much money I'm making is not equivalent to my worth. And I think people need to step back and realize that. You know, we live in a capitalist society. Money drives everything. That's very obvious. Having no money sucks. Also obvious. In this conglomerate of people, equating yourself as a person to how much money you have is a bad thing to do. Because I know myself. I know I'm better than that job that I lost. I know that. Like, I can produce more. I will be producing more. I'm better than that. So I know that I'm worth more, because I know I'm smarter than that. I'm more creative than that. I'm more intuitive than that. I'm literally better than that job, which was fine. I don't think that losing this job has brought me any more depression than I already had. I didn't make enough money, I think, for it to feel like I really lost something. Like, it sucks I don't have a job, but I'll be okay. My parents are supportive, my friends are great, my fiance is incredible. Like, I think that there's way too much pressure on people to be working, stay working, and not question it. More importantly, here's how I'm getting past this, okay? Here's advice if you ever lose a job. You step back, don't immediately start looking for other jobs, because you'll just frustrate yourself and be upset, and you know, you won't be putting out your best work in a frenzied state. So like, I think I'm taking about a week. You don't have to take a week, you take a couple days or, you know, a month. But I'm taking about a week to be retroactive, I think, instead of proactive. I'm looking at what I want to do and how I want to do it in everything, all my outlets right now. But be retroactive, be introspective. Hey. Hello. What is that? What are you looking at? Oh, ooh.